Hey, what's going on? Specimen here. There is Ronvid's Revenants has made a nice little comeback in the last month or so since I've not been uploading. Mayamon, who is one of my favourite deck builders, made this list, or maybe made it popular. Beardy Bog as well, my good friend's been playing it and having some success, so I thought I'd give it a go. Obviously, I'm going to put my own little spin on it, but this is sort of something I've played lots in previous times. Mobilization now, though, doesn't pull a Revenant from your deck, it spawns a new one. The downside is you don't get a Zeal anymore, which really, really sucks. But obviously Revenants are really good because you can just play lots of them. And at 3 strength, there's not that many decks in the game that have like lots of ways of dealing with 3 strength units. So they might have like a Boiling Ore or like a Duel where they can deal with lots of things. Deal with lots of tall units, but lots of small units, not so much. And we play very low to the ground. And we use loads of really cool control cards like Curse of Corruptions in this deck. We've got like Becca's Rock Slide, all that sort of stuff. So it's a really cool deck. I think you're going to enjoy it, but let's build it. Revenants are the starting point, but also like the other key card in this one is your Archers. A card obviously I've used previously with Cintrian Knights I was using last patch, and also Mad Charge. The reason I'm not going to go down this route is because we play super low to the floor. We don't want to give our opponents like good cards to remove with cards like Duels and that sort of thing. Ballistas, I've got double Royal Guard and also double Mauler. These are going to be pretty much auto-include. The list Beardy's using, I believe, just has 1 single Royal Guard. For me, this card's just too good not to use 2 of. 4 provisions, it demands an answer, and also it can give armor to your archers as well, which is really, really good for reactivating those. So this is like your bronze core. No surprises, we're going to be using Amphibious Assault as well. And then you've got a decision to make. Obviously, you're not playing Devotion, so we could go for a Neuromancy or you could go for John. The list that I initially saw was playing John and had cards like Boiling Ore. For me though, I would rather just use like a Neuromancy. You could use John and a card like Eggman, for example, but for me, I'd always just rather use a Neuromancy, especially when we're using things like Becca's, Curse of Corruption, all that sort of thing. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. So this is pretty much like your bronze package. Like the other big gold cards are often going to be Philippa and Falibor with Revenants, because Philippa and Falibor are both control. Also, Philippa comes in at 1 strength, which is really nice for your Revenants. Furthermore, Falibor is really easy to line up with these sorts of decks because your Archers, and also you can line up your Forbidden Magics and your Revenants as well. So these are just 2 cards that have always been good in these Revenant sort of decks. We're also going to be using a Heatwave for more control alongside our Rockside Curse of Corruption. And when you're playing a Nero, that's really good. For me as well, this sort of a deck, like, it's just begging for a Vincent. Works really well with Revenants, Archers. Just a good card in this deck, for sure. Another control option. And then we've got 25 provisions left. And I can't actually remember for the life of me what is left. You've got the option of maybe going for like a Triss. You're not going to be looking at Baron. There's quite a lot of decks that Baron doesn't really do that well. Definitely going to want to use a Dahlia, though. Amazing on a set of Archers, for sure. Just really, really solid on Archers. Decent on Revenants, decent enough on a Ballista, but you're aiming for your Archers or in some matchups your Revenants. And we have 15 provisions left, so we could go for 2 4s. But there is a card I know I want, and that's Sheila. Again, just a card you want to use in these decks. Eggman is another card you could consider because 3 damage is really useful, but 2 damage is also great because you've got it on deploy for lining up Revenants and Archers to remove a unit, and like with your other floating damage pings, but then she turns into like a floating damage herself. So she's just like, there's a lot of times where like, even though she doesn't play for that many points, there's a lot of times where you're like, damn, I wish I had Sheila here, so just include her in your deck. Eggman's sort of similar, because 3 damage is very unique. But for me personally, I'd rather like go for an Neuromancy and not run Eggman, because you kind of just use him as a drummer a lot of the time. He's just going to get removed too. Just playing him as like a 3 removal card, which for 7 provisions I don't think is all that, honestly. That leaves us with 8 provisions, 2 cards, and for me it's a couple of Cutthroats, or maybe a Centurion Knight and a Cutthroat. Again, these are just good cards for like lining up Revenants. They're proactive. Similarly, the Centurion Knight is also really good, but it can conflict with your magics and sort of compete with your magics and your Revenants. So I'm going for 2 Cutthroats at the moment, but you definitely might want to consider going for a Knight for sure. Let's get into a game. I've played like 3 or 4 games of this. Lost once because I'm an idiot. Yeah, that's about it. So you play low to the floor. Lots of revenants. You could obviously like throw in like a reinforcements for more revenants, but I feel like that's overkill. Ronvid with revenants is also just always that nice little combo of Ronvid comes down, you kill him. And I've always enjoyed using a Neuromancy and Ronvid deck. So personally, having not played much this patch, this is the way to go. But the guys that have been playing a lot more than me have been using John the TARDIS Noah Neuromancy. So let's get in a big dub. Up against some Shiru. It's really quite, actually, like, even though I've not been playing that much this month, like, a lot of the decks that are popular on ladder are sort of, like, decks that have been sort of my trademarks almost for the last few seasons. Like, Revenants is now quite popular. Shiru and All God Shiru seems the most popular. Also, Kel'Thuzz with, like, double Siri. Really cool. Like, definitely can't take much credit for these lists becoming popular, but, like, certainly decks that I probably would have been messing around with had I've been playing more this month. But, yeah. New patch soon. Should be very exciting. I don't really know in terms of opening hand. I guess you want to keep like a Revenant from hand because like you just want to get out some of their cheap removal, but also Circle of Life kind of answers this card. I mean, I'm kind of happy with this hand, but I should definitely take a mulligan, so let's kick. An Archer, I guess. I don't really know. I'm not sure that was correct. But you want to try and find Ronvid round 1, right? So looking for those echo cards was the motive there. Curse of Corruption already coming in clutch here. Beautiful. We could also go Philippa, right? Do that. Could have taken the old Philippa, but... Ooh. I've not seen this card in a while, I'll be honest. I haven't. I'm just going to go for the old Rev here. I think it's fine. Maybe we just get Circle of Life and the Symbiosis punishes me, but... I could have just gone for the old Raw Guard. Justice. Wasn't expecting that, to be honest. Interesting. Sure. The Skirmisher. Injustice. You don't see it every day. I respect it, though. I do. So, obviously, the Forbidden Magic could take this out. We'll just float the Raw Guard. And this is why, like, I always want to use 2 Raw Guards. Demand's an answer, right? Only using 1 just seems rude. No idea what this concoction of a deck I'm playing against is, but fortunately for us, lots of bronze cards kept in their hand. And the Archer is normally a card you're not going to want to play round 1, but it would have been nice to just hold on to for the option with the Dahlia. Has to be said, it just would have been. So we could go for Fallible on this, but I'm just going to do this. Get rid of the Symbiosis. The Rev comes in. It's been a while since I've used Forbidden Magic. It's nice to see them returning. One of my favourite cards, for sure. Because you can deny your opponent's engines while setting up your own, which is pretty powerful. We do need to be slightly careful, but we're fine with like a Mauler here, I think. Not really in too much danger. Take it pretty comfortably with a gold card. But we are obviously running out of bronze cards to play. And we get squirreled. Wow. That is cheeky. I mean, passing here feels pretty bad, but like... I think I'm just going to pass, honestly. X. I think we're fine here, honestly. Like, I spent nothing. Opponent spent Justice, Dunker, and Nero. I missed, like, both Echo cards. Maybe that's a good thing. We've got a handful of gold. We only spent bronze cards, right? Like, I think we're fine here. There's the old Assault. The Squirrel's gone too, so we find the Nero. This is our only Dahlia target, and it's also a good dry pass card. But then again, we've got Assault and Nero, so I'm just going to keep this Archer. It's the ideal target for our wonderful Dahlia. To synthesis. This is where the old Curse of Corruption would have been nice, but we could also, I was going to say we could Heatwave this. This is definitely not true. We could just go for a Ronvid here off Assault or off a Nero. Let's just play it safe and go for an Archer. Good chance our opponent's just going to stay uninteractive, which maybe if I was more experienced in this meta, I could have held on to my Curse of Corruption for this sort of thing. But we also needed to just deny the hand buff. We could have taken the Philippa on Dunker instead, right? I think on reflection that would have been the motive here. So Archers getting clapped. A little bit sad. What can you do? I'm just going to take the good, honest a Ronvid here from my Nero. Meaning I can play like a more engine focused card from Assault to give it buffs. Such as like a, I don't know, like an Archer or like a Revenant. Heatwave seems like a weird play, I'll be honest. Don't respect it. How do we get ahead here? Assault onto Ballista maybe? Would that be enough? Where it would be, I think. I think I might just take the Assault on a Ballista. Could also go Archer. So Archer would buff by what? 4, which would put it at 6. It would be a 7-point play. That wouldn't be enough. Whereas Ballista buffs by 5. A 9-point play. Yeah, just do that, I guess. Sure. We've still got Leader on this Archer as well. It's an option. And we've got Assault and Nero on our top decks. Wait, what? What is this play? So this passed by 3, right? So we'll just do this, I guess. I'm not convinced we're ever getting our card back, I'll be honest. But, I mean, seems like a whack play, honestly. Seems kind of whack. Opens up our Philippa in that. So 10 points behind. I think we just take the fallible here, right? Do that. Perfect Philippa value, right? We hit this for 4 and then Philippa was going to hit the immune unit. That's why I was trying to kill the other cards. Cool. We're going a card up. Trade leaders. Opponent played it pretty weirdly, honestly, but we'll take it. Pretty cool to see these synthesis Shiro decks doing well also. Some are not even using Shiro, believe it or not. We do need some proactivity, which this is, but got 2 proactivity options potentially here. Let's go for this first, I guess. And then we've got, yeah, we can go for Cutthroat. You can see also why like the Cintrian Royal Guard is kind of sketchy. The Cintrian Knight rather. Whereas like these are more safe options. So unfortunately we're not getting the armor off this Royal Guard, but the Archer is doing bits. It's just going to get some value over time now. Love this card, always been a big fan. Tried playing it a fair bit last season, you might remember with Mad Charge, as I did mention before. Old Gordo comes in. We'll just take the old heat wave on this fella. Ah! So all sorts of tool punish with your heat wave, with your Curse of Corruption, but then you've also got Beckers to deal with cards like Frigate. Really cool list, as well as like Philippa. And we just play like low to the floor. We'll play one more, see how we get on. Oh, very naughty. See how we get on, we'll play another. What decks would you guys like to see me play? I might play in the Gwent Partners Open this coming week. I'll upload the stuff on YouTube. There's a chance I might commentate it, but I'm kind of tempted to play it, honestly, and see if we could win it. It would be kind of cool, right? That would be kind of cool. At least get to like the last day. It would be cool. I think I've got time for it. I'll fit it in. My worry is I just wouldn't get in from working time, but as long as I could get in from working time in the evenings, I would be fine. Participate. So yeah, Revenants from hand round 1 is usually quite a good idea. Obviously Overwhelming Hunger is kind of scary for Maruna and that. We want to try and keep some of these bronze cards. I think I'm going to ditch the Ballista and the Cutthroat here. We want to try and find... Did I ever ditch the Archer? I don't know. This is kind of a weird one, right? Like, you don't actually want to be mulliganing these cards, but the reason I was continuing to go for it is
if the kingdom arms ahead, I'll give him yours.
That you want to try and find your Echo cards. And you can see the value of a Neuromancy, I think, in this list as well, over going for John. Because you get access to, like, your big gold cards like this. So opponents just applying pressure on us straight away. Which I guess we just respond to with like a Dahlia on an archer.
There are things in the universe of which even the sages have not.
Now, our opponent could kill this, right, with a Manticore, but that means they've used 2 leader charges, and I'm honestly not that salty about losing on even to two leader charges. And yeah, like there's other things I want to protect later on, so that's why I didn't use this here. Developer seems fairly reasonable at this point. Go for it. Beautiful. Love that. Cool. Yeah, we could go for a assault now. Right, there's one free on the road. Let's go. Good stuff. I do like this version of it. I think it's pretty nice. Like, I think Vincent's too good not to use. Definitely could consider like running Egmont and John and that, but this one seems good to me. Let's just stick with this for the time being. Get up and running. Hey Baron. How you doing? Recording a little video for the old YouTubes, lad. Like falling stars. A natural selection comes in and that's going to shut down. But this is where, again, the Raw Guard's going to come in clutch, because we just go Assault, an Aeromancy into Assault, into a Raw Guard. And we could go instant armor, honestly, at the front here. Might as well, right? Just get that back up and running. Seems fine to me. We lose a point, but we also gain a point of damage, right? And probably always rather have a point of damage. We might want to consider passing kind of soon here.
My ice will pierce both your hearts and
Okay. We still don't need to win this round, so maybe I'm like, now odd gaze hit the deck. Maybe I shouldn't still be in this one, but I think you can see why I'm still in it. Vincent's okay here. I could Vincent. Always good targets against monsters, right? Maybe this is just the motive though. What else am I gonna do?
Might not like it. You sure as shit need me. For the king!
Also, I should have been lining up wands, right, rather than just killing things, but we're looking okay though. But that was dodgy targeting with the archer. You see the beauty already of the archer, also the Nero and double Raw Guard. This does feel pretty smooth. Again, maybe you don't want to run double Cutthroat. Like, there's an argument you could run like a Qued Knight, so you've got that option of like a big tempo playoff assault. That's also what a Centurion Knight does. If you've got a 2-strength unit, it comes in at a 12 tempo playoff assault. Definitely worth considering. Falibor would come out for us. It's not really ideal. But we ain't about to pass, so Falibor's coming out, I guess. Rip. I mean, we could just Heatwave right instead. I'd rather Falibor doesn't come out, honestly. Like, it secures the round, but it's too expensive for us, right? We've already played Philip, we've already played Adalia, Vincent. So, I would expect our opponent to pass, but like, we still got this Rev just going in, mate, you know? The Archer Rev combo. I mean, I'm happy to... Wait. This is a double leader charge to get ahead. There's no way, right? Like, do we even care at this point? Not really. Like, sure, mate. Not really bothered. Not really bothered, mate, honestly. Sure. We'll just lose uneven. Like, opponents used full leader, Detlef. What? Oh my god. Oh, that was weird. I mean, we hold on to Curse of Corruption as well. It's so nice having all these tool punish cards. It's such a vibe. So you could use Geralt as well instead of Curse, but because we go so low, like, you can hit stuff like frigates at 7 and stuff like that with this card. Beautiful. The double Echo card of Dreams as well. One Echo card finds the other.
Nothing rivals skin of a unicorn. Their hair so silky.
Okay. We have Leader, we have Last Say, we have double Echo card and Fallible, like, and Curse of Corruption, and an Archer. Jeez. This is our leader target. We'll mulligan the Mauler here. I'm not really sure what we're looking for still. Nothing really. I guess Forbidden Magics would be decent. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Can't really ask for too much more. We did draw like an absolute G. I guess we just go Archer into Moby. We've got nothing to really target particularly with a Nero.
So many of them, I'd have to aim to miss.
I think we should use just the one charge here because this plays Romanticore. A little bit better. There it is. Obviously our Curse is still chilling here.
Not all dragons crave gold.
Jeez, Furnace Whelp with the 3 months in a row sub. Thank you so much, man. I hope you're doing well. I really appreciate it, man. We're recording YouTube videos, so welcome to the video, Furnace. Thanks so much for the support, bro. I appreciate it, man. Hope everything is good with you. So, unfortunately, my this Ardgate honestly wrecks us pretty hard. It really does kind of wreck us hard because it removes the armor for starters. Not ideal, really. I'll be honest. Let's go for. I guess we go for. So we could in Neuromancy a Forbidden Magic, right? So I'm actually just gonna assault a Revenant, which might seem weird, right? Because we could assault something like a 4 provision card for like a point more. But I think I'm gonna Neuromancy the Forbidden Magic. And 2 Revenants sort of play off each other a little bit better than 1. And we've still got this Curse, but it's only going to get bigger, right? You'd expect. Weircat! A ripped Revenant. But 1 survived.
Your blood will warm my bones.
Like, I'm pretty sure I just Fallible this. Right? I guess I could just Sheila.
My studies are
Just Fallible, right?
peace.
Right? No, maybe I just Sheila.
I've no interest.
Maybe I just Fallible. Maybe I just Sheila. Let me do that. Okay. I also no. This is fine. This is fine. I was gonna say I should have put Sheila front row, but that's also it's cool. Okay. Do they find the movement or the damage? Do they find the movement or the damage? They do. It's a lot of points. I won't lie. A lot of points. We've also risked. I think we've lost, right? I've also risked not being able to line up a very good Fallible now, but I wanted to just get our Revenant down ASAP Rocky while killing Oberon. Hey. Okay, we're looking alright. Imagine we just had Ronvid, right? Ronvid's an extra point here for us. Think we secure the bag. So if I spawn a Revenant, I get 3 extra points, right? Whereas if I get 2. Oi oi, Savaloy! Beautiful. Love that. GG. First game. But ultimately, it's a dub, mate. Well played, lads. It's just a dub. Ooh. Okay. Okay. There's the deck. It's good. It's definitely not bad. It's a fun deck to play in this sort of a meta. Doesn't go tall. It punishes tall people. Yeah. I think you guys will like it. I definitely wanted to share it as soon as I saw it. Again, other lists are using Eggman, but I think Aneromancy's just good, innit? Thanks for watching. Yeah, might play in this Partners tournament. Also, I still need to upload some Among Us gameplay. I've not really played any other decks yet. So, thanks for watching. Deuces.